Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. Well, this isn't exactly the video I was expecting to be making now, of all times, but, I guess it's meant to be be done. I'm not exactly following a script, I'm just going with, what I'm intending to say, and when I intended to say. I'm also, not gonna make any other takes or anything. So I'm just gonna go with I'm just gonna go with what I say in one go of each recording. So yeah. So just to update on Eternal Veins and not necessarily every other, because I only have 2 projects. Eternal Veins, right? Well, that is gonna be still happening. That's still happening. Hedgehog 1011 still happening. There's a lot of other songs that I need to make the art for or get the art made for. I get there's this particular song that is a little bit of a problem now that Nominal got cooked, which is a remix of Let's Play V1, the one from YouTube, not the one that was gonna be in Undying Phoenix, which now it's cancelled. I'm gonna get into that in a bit, but I'm just gonna show off while I'm speaking about certain stuff, some designs, some other stuff that I haven't made public yet for some reason. The song is done. I got the art made by a person called Clumsy. That's still gonna happen, but yeah, I don't really know what else to mention besides the fact that a lot of designs that were initially made by someone else, that I'm not gonna get into it right now, will have to be either redesigned or completely scrapped, were completely scrapped because of that, and also because I really didn't see a point on having them on the story. So yeah, I kind of just nuked most of the characters, or I'm just gonna get redesigned or make the redesign for them at some point. So that's Eternal Veins. Hedgehog 1011 second episode is in the works. I haven't really gotten into the art department. I got the recording done. I haven't really gotten the chance to do anything art-wise yet. So yeah, the editing technically hasn't started. So that's that. Now, the new project that is owned by me, JJ Studios, or simply J, and Comedy, main voice actress of everyone in EV. Well, I say everyone, but she just voices Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, Sonic, that one particular Sonic, and other guys. So yeah, CBR, Opposite Day. It's like the whole Moebius mix thing that y'all saw at some point. So it's kind of like Tension Exploit thing, the whole CBZ stuff that is currently owned by Sipmer, Grim Scourge, and Kashi. Those 3 are handling CBZ. CBR and OD has nothing to do with it, although it does something similar to that idea. So what is OD? Well, simply is just my take, and technically speaking, the whole team's, or the 2 other owners that I already mentioned, idea on what would be an accurate, I guess, opposite or antithesis of the whole sonic.exe shit. It's mainly just canon EXEs, but we do have the liberty to make other EXEs or other characters for the fun of it. Cancel and Archer, a good example of that. We got this retake, or the variant of Rewrite called Reintroduction, which is I think the closest we could get to an accurate antithesis of Rewrite, I think. So it is as accurate as we could make it, me and D. So that's main updates EV is still being worked on. There's a few things that I'm not entirely sure about because, yeah, OD is a new project that me and the other two are working on, and we are like actually working on. And we got the story of R 2011, which I own them. That's mine. And instead of X, it's B. Reason being is because what would be the OD version of the JC story is essentially just a shitpost. It's just a parody of the original, because out of stories of the characters, obviously the OD people or the antis of each person do exist and coexist with the prime variant. So it is like not exactly an accurate representation, but it's only focused to the characters that it is a accurate-ish representation of an antithesis. So the OD version of JC Story, or JCX, is just a shitpost, and the guy who made the shitpost decided, you know what, fuck it, B, for some reason. I guess he just thought it was funny. Designs and other stuff have been, I'm assuming, going around the screen or behind me. I don't know if I'm making this in 3D. I don't fucking know. I doubt I'm gonna fucking animate this on 2D because fuck that. So now here comes the good thing, like the good part. Undying Phoenix has been cancelled, which means I get the freedom to show off what I have done for the thing. Enjoy things that I made, random shit like sprites, animations. I made a fucking take of a song. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to me on Undying Phoenix. It was like, it was a real experience, to be honest. That's fun, exciting to be there finally, but you know, good things have to come to an end, I suppose. So now, what would be the more important part of all of this video, is my experience working with Nominal. And to many my surprises, but I didn't get treated like everyone else. I don't know why I was the exception, but for what I've been told, it has something to do with the fact that I'm a dude. Which, you know, isn't exactly the best picture on Nominal, but you know, he's already out, so well, why should I care, right? Well, you know, he was, for the most part, chill. He never forced me to work on anything, nor he ever said anything mean to me, I guess. It was just him doing random shit and me tagging along because it was fun. Nominal, I guess, was one of my inspirations for music, content creation, you know, voice acting. One of the reasons why I started everything. Kind of, you know, sucks that he's not here anymore. I mean, for me, who didn't get, you know, the other treatment or the other side of the coin, kinda sucks. But now that I see it for both sides, I think it's for the better. Honestly, I never thought I'd be here, you know, making this video. I don't even have a script. I'm just saying things that, you know, just come to my mind and I feel should be said. I don't really have anything else to add into the thing with me and Nominal because the connection I have with them, or had with them, was fine. We're good friends, I think. There were there were moments where I did realize, okay, he's kind of like a little childish, a little immature at times. Sure, at some point it was funny, but there are other moments where he didn't really read the room. But like that's pretty much it. He did make jokes, like sexually oriented jokes, but it wasn't like threatening in any way, or it wasn't like anything too weird. I did mention to him like, okay, you can make jokes because I've heard them before. A few friends of mine, and I myself, I must admit, have a bit of a darker-ish humor, so I'm not exactly offended or affected by most jokes like most people would, or some people would, for whatever reason. So in my case, I wasn't opposed to the jokes that he used to make. It was kind of like weird at some moments, but it was fine for the most part. I usually just laughed at him. So, yeah, that's my experience with Nominal Dingus. Not much else to add. And now, moving from that, I can actually update y'all in extras. I own Prime now, as Nominal has been taken out of the whole thing. Cat now owns Xanthus. I'll be writing for Xanthus. I got offered that by Cat, and I now own Rewrite Prime. The design will not change. The story will be made, will be updated. My current idea for him right now, nothing is settled, so keep that in mind. Things are, subject to change. So my idea currently is that Prime would work similarly to Legacy Rewrite, but also taking inspiration from 2011 Sonic, or the Allfather. There was this idea that I'm gonna keep around, kinda-ish, that Prime isn't God, but he is a demon creature of sorts. Not necessarily like a void creature like X, but it's still something relating to, like, Christianity, I guess, the Bible. My current idea is that he is Azazel. Azazel being the representation of misfortune, everything bad essentially that would happen, like bad luck, I think it was, something like that. The original idea of that was gonna be that he was gonna be Azrael, which, for what I remember, he is the angel of death, I think. Which, I mean, it could work, but I don't really want to keep that around, or my reuse. I don't fucking know, but currently, that's how it stands. Prime is gonna be something similar to Allfather and Legacy Rewrite, in the sense that Azazel, or Prime, would be would gain power by the knowledge of humans about him, much like how 2011 does it. He doesn't need to be worshipped. He just needs you to know that he exists. As long as that is the case, he will have power, and he will get power from you or anyone else that knows about him. And here's where the whole Rewrite Legacy thing comes in. He would shape himself with as little power as he has left into, different characters, different creatures, to gain the trust, or simply ride off of the hype and success of other things so he can gain more power. So the whole reason as to why he would say I am God is because of the sonic.exe stuff. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He will go kind of similarly to Springless's Rewrite, which I will get in contact with her to notify her of this change. I haven't done that as recording this, but once I do that, I'll make a post on my Twitter or YouTube community post. So yeah, that's kind of like the main extra. Comical issues, Cancel and Archer, as it is a Undying Phoenix inspired thing, will have to be put on hold, even though me and Dee already had plans and few things recorded. But as Unused Imagine will get a reboot, for what I've been told by Kat, we will have to wait on that. We also had planned to make a OD version of Xanthus, which originally was going to be something completely different and didn't really make a lot of sense. But now I will take the initiative to make it actually accurate, as I'm going to be, writing for Xanthus. I cannot say anything about what's going to happen with Xanthus because I don't really know what Cat has planned besides the series. I, though, will say that I did take the liberty to ask Kat if Prime or Xanthus was gonna be in Unused Imagine now with the reboot, but it'll depend on that. Doesn't exactly matter to me right now, because this is focused on like my stuff. So what else do I have to mention? Songs are in the works. Things are happening. Oh yeah. Since my current computer is kind of fucking dying, I had to get a new computer. I got the pieces, I got the parts. I just bought the monitor like a few minutes ago. It'll get here eventually. I'll build it and sort everything out. I got a proper room now. I got like an actual place to record my shit in with no issues now, so yippee. So yeah, that's like the updates. Anything else behind the scenes would be that let's just say that GG Productions and myself are working together. As I'm not gonna like make it a public statement for privacy's sake, but I'm just gonna let that be. Anyways, so in conclusion, my final thoughts on like everything so far. These past few days has been like all over the place for me. I myself didn't really want to involve myself in this as much as anyone else would. So I decided to not do anything and wait for everything to settle down. I'm not entirely sure on like what side to believe in, but like for what I can tell, doesn't really matter anymore. Nominal's out. Either way, I'm pretty sure the side that I should actually believe in would be the accusing document. So yeah, that's it. No more Nominal Dingus. Never really thought I'd be here again making this video, recording this, saying that oh yeah, I own Prime now, and the fact that I'm gonna be working in Xanthus actually officially now. Interesting few days. Honestly, working with Nominal and Undying Phoenix was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Am I like nostalgic for that? Sure, yeah. I might be like a little biased that Undying Phoenix could keep going, but I don't really think anyone would actually want to do that anymore. I'm not entirely sure if I will make like a remade version of or redo Prime variants of Trilogen and Trinity. I'm probably not gonna really call them Memorialize or Falter Altars because that is Nominal's thing. I'm not gonna take it. I don't condone nor support any of Nominal's actions. Not necessarily indifferent, I'm more so tired, to be honest, of everything when it comes to this. I guess I've been speaking, I've been just putting random stuff updates on text of Cottontail, of which is still happening. I just haven't really found the time to remake everything else. There's other stuff planned, but I haven't really have the time nor the hardware to actually do it properly as I would like it. Not yet though. So simpler stuff like music and everything else will happen, and I will probably make simpler visualizers because my computer cannot handle it at the moment. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. I don't exactly have much else to say in the matter, aside from the fact that I wish that everyone has the the characters, Zane, and just imagine Xanthus. Everyone that got a character, I wish you luck with said character. I bet you're gonna do a really good job with them. you're gonna make them justice. Yeah, that's it.